Wait. What is that? Jesus. What was I about to? Alright, fine. Guess we listening to Kiana Lede. Hey y'all. Jesus. Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I had such a busy day today. I was on with clients all day today. Doing some readings, handling some mentees. So I wanted to hop on here because today I kept hearing in my head, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're allowed to be multiple different things. You're allowed to do multiple different things. You shouldn't be stuck to one ideology. I got a vision in connection to our ARC talk. Ooh, tell me about it. I would like to know. What was it about? Joyous greetings. Hey, Lady B. But I kept getting the message today that I think sometimes the way that society kind of gears things for us is that we're supposed to go through life. We're supposed to pick one thing. We're supposed to stick to that for the rest of our life. And that's supposed to be it. It is okay for you to be multiple versions of yourself. I think that ideology kind of gets us trapped in these situations where we are unhappy and we're at work, or we've chosen this career and we're really, really unhappy, but we feel like we need to stick it through. And I feel like, yeah, that did work for other generations, but for our generation, it's different. You know, we have way more opportunities. And I think sometimes we're so reluctant to change, and that everybody's telling us what we should do, who we should be. And we end up staying in situations that are not making us happy, that are not bringing us joy, just because somebody said you should pick something. Greatness only, period. Somebody told you that you were supposed to pick something and that was supposed to be it for you. Well, you never necessarily know what's for you until you get into the situation. I feel like a lot of times what will happen is that you'll think that you want something and you move in that direction of what it is that you think that you want. And then when you get in a situation, you realize that's not what you thought at all. Hold on, somebody's calling in. Let's see.
Go get her like, what you want? I'm sorry.
Girl.
Hello. I didn't mean to invite you, but since you're here, hello.
Oh, hi, how are
I'm
you?
fine. I meant to send it to my cousin. I'm like, oh no, I invited the wrong person.
Oh, it's okay. You invited me. But hey,
Hey
girl.
girl, hey.
But I just wanted to say hi.
I know, right? What you doing over there?
Nothing, just playing some music, trying to set the vibes, figure out what I'm talking about today.
Oh, how do
That's
it work?
it.
Because I don't really be on live, and I got like four people.
It's okay. That's okay. This could build some awareness. You never know. This could have been a blessing in disguise.
Maybe you never know how God works. You never know.
Uh-huh. How about you? What you doing over there?
Sitting, trying to stay up, waiting on my husband to get off work, but my eyes they're getting real heavy.
Me too. I'm tired today.
It's 4:45, and he don't get off till 9 o'clock. I'm like, oof.
Ooh, that's a little quite a ways away.
Hello, quite a ways. I don't think I'm gonna make it. He gonna have to put. He gonna be like, get up, back, get up. He gonna have to do one of them.
That is hilarious. Well, maybe he'll get off early. I don't know. Maybe he'll go to sleep early.
Right. Maybe, but knowing him.
For sure. Well, I just wanted to say hi. I seen somebody calling in, and I was like, let me just, pick this up and see.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a blessed night.
You too.
All right.
I don't know how to unjoin.
Me neither. I don't know how to.
Always say it. We might be on here together, girl. Hold on. Uh-oh.
I don't really be on here, so I don't even know how to.
Me either. Girl, we gonna be on here just talking, looking at each other.
Okay, hello. I need people to join our live.
No, hold on, Lady B. Uh-oh. I think I did it. Did it work, Lady B?
You can hear me, Joyce. Greetings, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
I can't complain at all. You saying hey?
Hey, handsome.
So, I don't know how many moons ago it was where you shared your higher self telling you that the floods were not physical water, but emotions, right?
Right.
As soon as you said it, my spirit team was like, yes, 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 yes. This is what we've been trying to correlate to you. This is why all the healing been necessary, right?
You love that.
So, bet Saturday, the 16th,
Uh-huh.
I had a passage open in my grandmother's spell book. And I had it open for almost 2 weeks. It was literally sitting on the altar open.
Right.
She said, you'll come back to it, when it's time.
Uh-huh.
Saturday, I was told to go back to it. It was in Genesis. It was the beginning of, telling the beginning of everything, right? I get to chapter 7
Uh-huh.
because I'm being told to share the numbers with you so you can take your own privy of it.
Yes.
I get to chapter 7. It's a whole bunch of correlations leading up to it. It was the 7-day warning that Noah got about the 40 days and the 40 nights.
Yes.
11/23 would be 7 days from the day that I got it. As soon as I got the message, they said, that's why they telling y'all it's aliens in the water. Because the emotions is the water. We are the emotions. We are the aliens in the emotions that are going against the girl. About fell out. It made so much sense to the point it was chills all over. So it's more pieces that make it make even more sense. But I had to share that with you because I mentioned to my lovies when I said it. I was like, God, this Big Red had just shared that some months ago. We was correlating them dots. I had been sitting on the same passage for weeks. And then to come read it when I read it after the election, after they announced the aliens and shit, it was just a beautiful revelation. So, yes.
That is. And you know what? I feel like my the way that I've been thinking about the alien situation is like when I first thought about it, I started talking about what I posted about, like the little.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen me post about the little Hitler situation or whatever. But then I got to thinking.
I might have missed that one. I got to double back. Go ahead,
Yeah,
though.
I recently posted something. You should watch it. It's a good watch.
Bet,
It's stuff that I've seen back in the day. But I was thinking the other day when I was meditating, and I kept getting the message: everything is you. Everything is you.
Everything is you. And we already knowing this, right? I'm going to share a little piece of the numerology that I got that made it hit even harder. So the 40 days and 40 nights was 4 and 4.
Yeah.
What year we in? Then I was adding up the numerology of the day that they showed me and the day that it was going to happen. Then I was reading the passage right before that. So in chapter 7 is Lord God, who also refers to us hell of a lot in Genesis. In Genesis, when it say Lord God is always consulting within us. It don't say who us is, but it's obviously other gods, because once the Eve gene eats the fruit, the Lord God goes back to the gods and says, hey, they are like us. They know good and evil.
You know what's crazy about that though? The 40 days, 40 nights. For some reason, things happen in fours. Like Olympics are in fours, elections
foundation,
are in fours.
Stability. We got to look at the numerology of four.
Foundation, stability.
Foundation and stability. But think about the duality of it, because 2 is in there as well. So if we got 4 and 4, which is making our 8, it's a stable foundation. We also be talking about the corners of things, how our walls are made, how it oh my! I began so deep.
Really
4 elements. That was another part of it that they exposed in it. So one of the key parts right before it says the flood is coming is that it says on the ark, Noah, which I keep calling him rest. So when I say rest, I'm saying Noah, because that's what the fuck it say. Rest vessel. Noah's ark translates etymologically to rest vessel. So analyzing, okay, it's a rest vessel. What are they telling Noah to put into the vessel? How is Noah creating the ark? It's supposed to be 7 clean beasts and 2 unclean beasts. 7 numerologically and 2 numerologically. 7 is spirituality, 2 is balance. So amidst what your 7 and your 2 create your 9. I am a non-ether being. 9 is completion. 9 is humanitarianism. So in your ark, in your vessel, you should have the balance of that 7 energy and that 2 energy. It was so many more pieces. But I had to tell you that. I'm so glad I caught you when you first got on.
Actually, though, if you look into what's that damn book by her name is Helena Blavatsky. She was talking about, I did like I don't know if you've seen the second season of my podcast, but I did like a whole podcast. Hold on, let me look at the book. But she was talking about like the energy that has to come together for us to be created, and it's exactly what you're talking about. What's her name? Helena Blavatsky. Hold on.
You make me holler. You gonna make me holler because I told you it's even more parts than that. But you even saying that that's the culmination of creation. That's the vision that I was getting out of the text. Like it's telling you specifically what you must have within you in order for you to portal. I had shared a vision, like essentially the way they showed it to me a long time ago was like being at the airport when you go on the baggage claim. Hearts is literally being weighed right now. Like if your heart not light as a feather, bitch, you can't get through TSA. You can't get to the gate. So, and then the connection of, again, what you had already said, like what I was shown ultimately was a data breach. They showed me that on the 23rd, it would be like some type of Black Mirror data breach because there's so many motherfuckers. Excuse me, I'm from the South, baby. I'll be
Look at place, girl.
It's so many folk that are hiding behind this Black Mirror. And essentially they said on the 23rd that the veil was going to fall. It would be some type of data breach where some shit would get leaked type shit. And that's the 40 days and 40 nights beginning. The other kicker is that the 40 days and nights from the 23rd of November is January 2nd.
Oh, wow. And that's basically 8 days after, I think it's 8 days after birthday, Jesus. I was posting about this though, like, and it's the reason why we have the
That's 7 days from the 20, well, is that 7 days from the 25th?
No, it's not from the 25th, it's 9 days from the 25th.
Even better. Completion.
Yeah.
I hadn't even connected that dot. That's even more precise. And the winter solstice too. The winter solstice.
And you keep saying seven. 7 is also the number of things that are hidden. 7 is the number of the philosopher who is uncovering what is hidden. So that's another thing.
Oh, that make it jump even more.
Yeah, and what you said, the rest vessel, right? So
rest vessel.
That's making me think about us going through these cycles. Y'all, the book I was talking about is The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky. She basically talks about the
Secret Doctor. Let me write it.
The Secret Doctrine. I actually did my second season of my YouTube is about that. So if you just go on my YouTube.
Hop on there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on there.
The rest vessel. So you know that we go through these cycles of rest and wake periods, right? And so basically what she's talking about in this book is that we go through 7 eternities, because 7 is a spiritual number because it adds balance and harmony to the universe as well. 7 is the rest day. So the rest vessel, rest
7 is the rest day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting so neurospicy and excited. Oh!
I love that for you.
Okay. Inner wisdom, mysticism, a deeper understanding of self and the universe.
Yeah.
Spiritual awakening, intuition, all governed by 7.
Yes.
All got search for
like
knowledge.
Also, too, you gotta understand 7 is a number that doesn't appear naturally in the universe. That is a number that is needed in order for us to create balance in the universe. And that's why we have 7 days, 7 chakras. And if you look at the 7 days, 7 chakras, there's always a neutral point, meaning that the heart space is not its own thing. It's really 6, but the 7 is like what makes it balance, if that makes sense. So
Because she
oh damn, where'd my girl go? I hope her phone didn't die. Big, I've never seen you co-host. Sometimes I will. Sometimes if people call in, I'll let them in. Especially with her, we were talking about something on one of my posts. But yeah, I don't mind co-hosting. All y'all do is gotta call in. That's all y'all gotta do. 7:07 was just on the clock. That's crazy. Well, I hope she come back. Her phone probably died. Okay, yeah, her phone must have died or something. She'll be back. But I'm happy to see you both of y'all live together. Yeah, I need to look at her platform. I didn't know. I need to definitely look at her platform. But we was talking about something on a post that I posted about Noah's Ark. And I basically proposed this idea that maybe it wasn't like a physical cataclysmic event that happened on the outside, but instead it was a flood of emotions. And then somebody asked me, well, they say water is one side, but fire is the other side. And fire is actually thoughts. So a flood of thoughts would be the thing that comes after that. So we was kind of talking about that on one of my pages. Sorry. We were talking about that on one of my posts. Her thing is called Lady B, Epigenetic Liberator. So if you go all the way to the top of the comment, she had posted. You don't be aging at all. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have a lot of 7s and I misunderstand it sometimes. Yeah, me too. So my special skill in this life is 7 energy. So that's the energy of the philosopher, it's the energy of the thinker. It comes with a little bit of social anxiety. It comes with a little bit of outcast type of energy because you spend a lot of your time researching and looking into or trying to uncover the mysteries of life. Her energy was very good. Yeah, she has a very bubbly energy. That's all in my chart. Yeah, life path 7. So yep. So you have 5 core numbers in your life path. I'm a life path 6, but 7 is what my tool is to navigate this reality, which is intellect. 7 is the energy of intellect. It's the energy of research. It's the energy of uncovering what is necessary. I'm back on the charger. Thank you, girl, for getting back on the charger. Hold on. Let me invite you in, girl. Hold on. Oh, damn, y'all. Hold on. There you go. It had cut you out. I didn't kick you out or nothing. I promise you.
No, boo, I know it wasn't you. This phone is DEAD, honey. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I don't want to quit.
Okay.
Lord. Hold on. How I get my? I think I messed up on that part. That don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Story is we geek. What you was saying?
Period. So I was saying that we go through these cycles of rest and activity, right?
Yes,
so basically
yes.
what the book was saying is that we go through 7 eternities, which are equivalent to like 3 billion something years. Like it's not nothing that we ever gonna experience of rest, because an eternity when it comes to spiritual, like the spiritual side of things, is not the same eternity that we think of, because we think from a very restricted and limited aspect, right? So during these 7 eternities of rest, we are basically like kind of like how we have rest and wake cycles in everything, like our body.
Absolutely.
In the plant, the seasons as well are rest and wake cycles, because the wake
they
cycles
are. We have dormant time. But that's the thing. The cultivation of whatever the higher source energy is, right?
Right.
The ultimate conversation is unconditional love, because love must be a choice in order for it to be genuine. So whomever, whatever, it ever, right, is giving us this opportunity to say, hey, either you gonna choose to rock with it or you gonna roll. But back to that 7 and that 2 that create that 9. If you don't have an opposition, you gotta have an op if you really picking a side.
Yeah.
You don't know light without darkness.
I agree with that, but it's not even about picking a side. In order for you to fairly judge yourself, because you got to think about us being in this God energy, right?
Absolutely.
And so what happens is that God wants to explore itself, but it can't explore itself while it's still a part of the whole, which means
Come on now.
separation. And when
Absolutely.
separation happens, you are able to now judge yourself fairly because you have something to compare
That's that
yourself
two.
to.
2 unclean beasts, 7 clean
Yes.
beasts, not out. And we're not talking about, for those lovies that's hearing us have this, especially me, have this conversation
Yeah.
passionately. I am not talking about any entities outside of yourself.
Yes.
Even the ark itself is the vessel. It is your vessel. The 7 entities and the 2 entities is the balance of your energy, where your complete non-energy is coming from.
Yes.
So I'm so geeked. I'm so
You know
geeked. I'm
what's
so geeked.
crazy too, though? It's something else that you said that I think is important when you said that we're here for love and empathy and unconditional love. Now, what's crazy is that the third density of consciousness was about making a conscious choice, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
incarnated here because we needed to figure out who we are. That's why I say know thyself. We
Come
need to
on now.
figure out who we were as a being, right? So then we come here in this reality where everything is swiped. You get a clean slate.
Yep.
You thrown into chaos. And in this third density, what you were supposed to decide is service to self, which is extreme narcissism, greed.
Yes, yes.
or
Selfish.
service to other people. Now,
Self-full, selfless. Yes,
And
yes,
so that
yes.
when you make the choice, right,
Mhm.
this path or that path, there's a way for you to polarize through certain densities. Now, if you choose that path of service to self, you can only polarize by being 95% negative. It requires an extreme narcissism, right?
Ah.
You can only reach the 6th density. After you get to the 6th density, you never gonna connect with God.
You
energy.
too heavy. You too heavy. Think about how slow time go when you was at a job and you ain't like that
Yes.
motherfucker. Think about how slow time went when you was doing some shit you ain't like. Then you get to your Janet Jackson energy. Funny.
Uh-huh.
how
And not only that,
time-
they skip the heart space. And they don't think that the heart space is useful. But the heart space is love and empathy, and by design.
By
that's who you
design,
are.
you're denying it. You're denying it when you're operating at a certain level of narcissism. God, so damn. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. Because it all make it just that much more natural to make your decisions and listen to yourself and honor yourself. If that shit don't feel in my gut, baby, that ain't for me.
It ain't for
If it ain't
me.
resonating with my spirit, it ain't for me. And I'm good on that.
Let
I'm
the
good
church
on
say
that.
yes.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh, my
sad.
love. That makes my heart so happy that the
Yeah.
dots are connected in this way. But that's the vision that I would share. I'll run my mouth, baby. I ain't come to, sit on here with you forever. But I was so excited because it's been when we get these messages, we get piece by piece, right? The more you heal yourself, the more you reveal to. The more you ready, the more you get. So
Yeah.
when that art conversation came together and I really got into that etymology, Noah's Ark is literally a rest vessel. He rode the waves, emotions, 40 days and 40 nights. Oh, quick comeback. You mentioned something about the billion cycles as far as age. Another thing that stuck out to me very monumentally in Genesis is that they tell the lineage of Adam. Now I'm talking about Adam as the cell, right?
Yes.
We knowing this is his story though. So
Right.
it tells the story of Adam's lineage. It don't say nothing about Eve folk, right?
Right.
As it tells Adam's lineage though, all of the masculines that they named, had their own whatevers,
Yeah.
but they were living to their 900s and 800s and nearly 1,000 years old. So if we're talking about a text that's a couple thousand years old and now the median age for death is 65,
Yeah.
what the fuck is really going on?
Apparently, there were seals that were placed on our DNA. There were seals that were placed on our
Absolutely, yes.
which
Aware of
actually
those.
limited us to 120 years. That's the designated point. 120 years. People are supposed to live to 120 years. But then when they came up with life insurance and all of that, they said that the life expectancy
And the medical system and the
And the medical
food and
system.
everybody in cahoots for $1. We know everybody in cahoots for $1.
period. And capitalism.
Amen.
And so they said life expectancy was 80 years, right? So when they do their actuary tables when you're born, what they basically do is decide how much they think you're going to be worth. And then they take that amount out in a security buy and start selling you on the stock market or whatever. So they want you to still be alive because they make money while you're alive. And
But you must be suffering to be alive in their experience. You must be in suffrage for it to work their way.
For you to stay in that frequency band, yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you said frequency. Another section of it. I know you're gonna have a blast dissecting this.
Yeah.
Another section of it was when he was, or it, them, they, who, whatever, was telling Noah the dimensions of the ark. They said you will pitch it within and you will pitch it without. Now we know what pitch means. Pitch like a tent. You raise something. But I immediately thought pitch like frequency. Tone. We are matter. We're made of sound, frequency, and vibration. We are made. You just said frequency. We are made of sound, frequency, and vibration. So if you have to pitch your arc within and without, as above, so below, as within, so without. Like I just said, my vision was that it's gonna be a data breach. I don't give a fuck if y'all see a couple nudes of mine, baby. I don't mind being naked. Now it's somebody that might send their ass through the roof.
Right.
You know what? It's some shit I just don't got in my phone to worry about. It's some shit in yours you might be. But that was the moral of it. My little people talking. My apologies,
Oh, it's
but
okay. We like little people.
I love the little people. These
Love the little people.
seers is who got me to where I'm at, and I'll also throw that in there just because we mentioned them. If you have offspring, anybody, and even if you just an auntie in your village, the way you are taking care of children or interacting with children and that pure energy. Oh my.
It's so important because
Okay.
kids are so wise. Kids are so wise.
When I say my son guys literally be giving me my next bit of information to work on, or I can be doing something and they don't know what I'm doing, but they'll come up to me and say something. Just a random one. I'm over here working on abundant shit. I'm doing my work. I'm whatever. My son come up to me. He say, "We rich, ma."
Oh,
You know what I'm
somebody knows
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
You better
knows
take
something.
heed. And I got to shout and shit. Shout now. We gonna get turned up about it. But just as an example, it's so many pieces connecting. And I got you, baby. I'm gonna turn it on. It's so many pieces connecting. But I'm about to tend to my son, guys. I love you. Gratitude to you for holding space with and for me. This was absolutely beautiful to share, and it made me even more excited because again, I heard the conversation. The conversation continued for me by you sharing your piece of the puzzle. So then I just wanted to share mine. So
Yes.
all love, beautiful.
All love over here too. And please keep sharing. Once you come to another revelation, come back. Let's talk.
I
about
sure will, my love. I sure will. I'll be in the comments, boo.
it. Okay, cool. Well, much love to you. And
Later,
to you,
love. Later,
Bye.
y'all. Have a great one, everybody that can hear me. Love y'all.
I like that type of energy. All right, human DNA 9 billion years old and the earth 5 billion years old. It's magical as fuck. Well, let me say this. So I was doing some research and I was reading what's the book by? His name is Drunvalo. It's the Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life. And they basically give you like a whole detailed description of what happened in Lemuria, what happened in Atlantis, what happened when we fell in consciousness, like all that shit, right? I was doing a series on this, right? So I'm reading this book, whatever. They were saying that basically the Akashic records only go back, I think it's like 500,000 years or something like that, but the record itself was like 9 billion years. But what happened is whatever the cataclysmic event happened, we lost that information in our DNA. And the Akashic records only go back so far now. So they trying to, like, certain people are being born only so that they can put stuff back into our memory. So for example, Akhenaten, Pharaoh Akhenaten was not of this earth. He was basically of another realm, and he basically was all about things being depicted as true to what they actually are. So when that people drew him, he had like big thighs and little tiny legs, and he was tall as hell. Like he was really, really about truth, and he needed to be born because his ideologies needed to go into our memory bank. So ain't no telling how old Earth is. However, we do know that we are only getting here, meaning that those civilizations that they're talking about that's in the water, the civilizations that are in center Earth, those civilizations have been here. The civilization that live underneath Earth, the snake people and the dragon people, those have been here way longer than we've ever been here. And so when we were doing whatever we was doing that caused these cataclysmic events, they had to lock us out of their frequency because we had to drop in knowledge. And whatever we was doing was fucking up shit across the universe. Shaking shit, knocking shit loose, whatever. Hey, Troy. May you tag the book. So the book that I'm talking about, the first book that I was talking about with Helena Blavatsky is called The Secret Doctrine. There's 2 volumes of this book. The second book that I was talking about is called The Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life by Drunvalo Melchizedek. Okay? That has volume 1 and 2. Now, I have been able to find both of these books on Scribd.com, but it is like a $20 fee a month. I've been paying that since back in 2016, 2017. They can have all my money if they want it, because all them books is free. They got every book you can think of, every document you can think of, whatever they hide and I can find it. That's the spot to go. However, they do sell the Drunvalo Melchizedek books on Amazon. But he was running seminars. Some of us were still alive when he was running seminars in the 80s. But a lot of his information has been scrubbed from the internet because he was an esoteric person. Yeah, so Scribd is just how you spelled it, Scribd. Hey, Nia. I know you're tall. I'm 6'4". Yes, I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, y'all. But yeah, I love learning y'all perspective and learning about new knowledge. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. Like, and that comes from me having that 7 energy. Because 7 energy really is about you discovering what's hidden. It's about you researching. It's about you figuring out what's truth and what's not true. You know, I love this dismantle. And sorry, y'all, I'm trying to go back and read y'all comments and stuff just to make sure I ain't miss nobody, because, you know, I don't like missing my babies. Okay, I'm so happy to see you both alive together. Thank you. I have lots of 7 and I misunderstand it. Sometimes you don't be aging at all. What's her page? 49 people here. I never thought Noah's Ark was physical. I didn't either, child. Nothing has ever resonated with me about some of the stuff. Hey, Campaign Beats. That's all in my chart. I'm back on a charger. I'm lost. Oh, sorry, Q. We was just rambling about a bunch of different things. Hey, Ginger. Hey, Creator. Okay. All right, hold on. All these questions I have been having and searching. It's good to be here. Yes. And drop some of the questions you may have. I might have some perspective. I'm all about learning new things, and I just be, whatever I get curious about, I move in that direction. Just because I'm the type of person who I feel like I would rather just know something about something than not know anything at all. So if something piques my interest and I get curious, I follow that path. That's what intuition is. It's your curiosity. It's your imagination. All of those things are the same thing. And we just separate it in this realm of duality because we separate everything. But we don't realize that we always talking about things that are connected. We're always talking about things that are the same thing. There's only one science, which is science of spirit. Science in its physical aspect is just trying to explain to us frequency, spirituality, and the design of this world. I got the second one. May you say the other one again. Thank you, beautiful. So the first one is called The Secret Doctrine, Doctrine, by Helena, Helena Blavatsky. And that last name is Blavatsky. And she was like a lady back in the early 1870s who basically traveled the world to find esoteric knowledge. And she was trying to figure out religion because she came from like a religious family. And, you know, she was basically like, yeah, I don't know, like some of this ain't adding up. So she went around, you know, to ancient Egypt. She studied there. She studied in all these places. She went to, I think she was born in like Russia or something like that. And she went to all these different places and spent like 23 years of her life studying religion. And through that, she found all this esoteric knowledge. And she came to this understanding about us evolving through this path or whatever. So her first book was very, very interesting. It does to kind of talk from the standpoint of Buddhism. So a lot of the terminology is terminology that you would, if you were Buddhist in any way, because that's the only religion that's close to spirituality, the closest to spirituality, the language is going to be in that way. Scribd is called Everend now. It is, those are two different apps, but they work together. So Scribd is the document side of things, where Everend is the audiobook side of things. So I have both apps on my phone. So when I want to look for a document, like a CIA document that got leaked, or I want to look for maybe some ways to correct your status or something like that, like documents that people have posted, you have to do it through Scribd.com. But Everend is where you're going to find the books, audio books and stuff like that. But if you want a paper copy of the book, it's going to be Scribd. You are welcome, Lady B. Hi, I hold the lock and key. Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It was the fact that it was 7:07. Yeah, that's confirmation, baby. Okay, bet, didn't know that. Yeah, so I've been on Scribd for a while. So when Everend became a thing, it was like I couldn't get any of my audiobooks, which you normally could do it all through Scribd, but that's the thing that changed about it. So I actually have both apps because Scribd, I be needing when I need to find something, when I need to find a meditation, when I need to like search specific things or hard copy books, Scribd. But Everend, if I just want to listen to a book, like the book Frequency that I've been talking about, that basically tells you how to tune your frequency properly and all of that, that book I read on the audiobook side. What do you think about people saying Egypt is actually here in the United States? I believe what they believe. I believe what they believe. Because when they talk about the Nile River, they said it splits off into 7 parts. Well, when you look at the Nile River, it splits off into two parts. But if you look at the Mississippi River, it splits off in 7 parts. A lot of the towns, if you look at the towns around there, are still called Little Egypt. Kentucky is named after King Tut. You know, like, so it's Scribd with a D. Scribd. So not only that, we have more pyramids over here than are over there. If you go into the Grand Canyon, there is a lot of hieroglyphics on the walls, and people actually back in the day, the Smithsonian. So it was a group of people who went exploring some caves or whatever. They came across a whole fucking like tomb in that bitch in the side of a cave that just was like a hole they saw up there. They walked up there, went through the dam, and they came across a tomb with a whole bunch of artifacts. But what happened is they went and they caught the Smithsonian, and they like, hey, y'all need to get down here, yada, yada, yada. The Smithsonian come down there, take their relics, whatever, and then they close that area off to the public. That's why certain parts of the Grand Canyon you can't go into. So they closed that off to the public, right? And then the Smithsonian said it never happened. But there's newspaper articles about it. It's all this old shit about it, but the Smithsonian said it never happened. So that's how them people are. Highly recommend getting the Great Courses channel and guide channel on Amazon Prime. So much info. Gaia is not what you think Gaia is. And as a person who used to subscribe to that channel, there are some people on that channel who are placing spells on chakras. So you be very careful. Feel into the energy of everything. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And if something is just telling you something is off, then something is off. I was watching that channel. I was subscribed to it for probably about 5 months. The first month I was watching, that's all I was doing. I was watching everything. Then something felt off about that. And then I get on TikTok. The moment I have the thought that something fell off, I'm going to go ahead and delete my subscription. I get on TikTok, and it's a group of girls who said that they went to one of their little meditation things, and that they saw that they were energy harvesting. Like they saw beings on the stage in spirit who were harvesting energy, and the girls started cutting the cords. And the person who was there in physical looked directly at the girls and started, he didn't see insecurity or nothing like that. He just looked directly at them when they went on a break and just was like staring at them because they was going around cutting the cord. All right. So I'm going to say, feel into it. You'll be able to feel if you honestly want to feel. Hey, Carly. Hey, Official Shani. Good to know. Mostly watch the documentaries. I'm always worried about who is leading meditation. Yes. Be very careful with that. That's all I'm going to say. Even with some of the frequencies on YouTube, there are spiritual attacks attached to some of them. I've literally had to listen to a frequency 2 nights in a row just to test my theory about that frequency. And it was very much so on to something. Okay, so I'm very specific, like even when I'm working with my mentees about what frequencies I send them to listen to. Oh, I came here at the right time and did. say that just witnessed some of the lovies that got their cords to source cut from Reiki. Yeah. What's crazy is, so y'all know I did Reiki. I'm technically considered a Reiki master. A while back though, before I even went into Reiki, I was on TikTok and it was like multiple stories. And I for some reason, like sometimes I'll be like dismissive of stuff when it feel like fear mongering, right? But it was multiple stories from multiple people who were basically saying that Reiki is not what you think that it is. And that the energy that they're working with, or the energy that he came in contact with at the top of that mountain, was not the energy that he thinks it was, right? He's working with something very dark. And there was a medium who basically went to a Reiki session with her husband, and she said that something was siphoning his energy. And she was like, I immediately told him, get off the table. We left, da, da, da. And she was like basically warning people about that, right? I will say that Reiki woke up the energy in my body, meaning like I was able to feel energy after I got like my little whatever. But I will say that after I did that, because now I'm realizing that was like 2 years ago, my energy was very, very stagnant up into these last couple of years of my life. And I'm not even gonna say that that's what it is, because I was also, somebody did black magic on me as well. So it could have been any of those two things, but I've never tried to get a job in Reiki. I've never even used it besides like trying to heal myself, because something never felt right to me about that either. So yeah, I don't use, that was my thing too, is I never use the symbols, because you can feel the energy in your body. You can feel it. And you know, the ancient languages was symbology, it was imagery. You know, so a lot of our alphabet comes from this symbolism that they used to use to basically, a symbol back in the day used to hold the energy of a whole concept. That even with the Hebrew language, they alphabet hold, every single symbol holds the energy of a full concept. So you got to be careful when it comes to symbols and stuff like that. When I was doing the course, it's like I knew I learned enough for me to be able to pass the course, but I never, ever, anytime I was doing Reiki on myself, used those symbols. Never, ever. And that's why you got to pay attention and trust the things that you do naturally. The things that you do naturally sometimes is guidance. What are the best channels to listen to for frequency? My favorite is Meditative Mind. I've never had an issue with any of their frequencies. And they views are at over 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, sometimes 12. I sleep with them. I've never had an issue. You're welcome, Christy. Hold on. What guided meditations on YouTube do you recommend? I don't do guided meditations. I'll listen to a frequency, but I won't ever listen to somebody's voice telling me what to do. I don't ever do that. So if I'm doing like a meditation, and that, like when I go into meditation, I set my intention for what it is that I need guidance on. And I only talk to my higher self. I don't call on other energy. I'm talking to myself and myself only. So I get as quiet and as still as I can so that I can start to hear my inner wisdom. And it is a voice. It is a full explanation of things. It's like a full thing or whatever, but it's only myself, you know. And I place filters. Anytime I go into the spiritual realm, I place filters on what is allowed to contact me, what is not allowed to contact me. I have filters on what can happen to me and what can't happen to me, what entities can do to me. But I have filters on all of that. I'm very clear about what I allow in my reality, and you should get clear about that too, because the reason why you're able to be taken advantage of is because you don't understand that side. You don't understand what they can do. You don't understand that world. And that's why I did that first season of the podcast, to try to teach y'all what it was, you know, because I was learning in real time when I was teaching y'all that. I had been spiritually attacked and I was like, no fucking more, bitch. I'm gonna figure this out if I don't do nothing else, you know. And that's what led me kind of in that direction. So the reason why you be able to be taken advantage of is because they never taught you about spirituality. They never taught you about energy. They never taught you about frequency. They never taught you about the astral planes and the things that exist on the astral plane. You need to know that so that you can properly protect yourself. So if you don't know anything about that, please go check out the first season of my podcast. It's on YouTube and it's on every single podcast app that you have. It's called Becoming No One by Taja Moore. Yeah, I'm very selective in what I choose for frequencies. I'm so selective because I really trusted this one channel, but they had this video about opening your meridians. And when I listened to the video, I could feel the energy moving in my body. But when I slept to it, I was attacked multiple nights in a row. And I was like, it has to be this. So I changed the frequency, and sure enough, it never happened again. There's an ad on YouTube, makes me immediately click off. Definitely some BS. Yeah, trust yourself. Trust yourself because your body knows what your mind does not know. Your body holds all the wisdom of the universe. Your mind is the trick. Your mind is tricking you. Your thoughts are tricking you, but your body is never going to trick you. So if you start doing something naturally, stick to it. Because I've done some things naturally, and then later on down the line, found out that it was like a spiritual practice. And I'm like, I just started naturally doing this shit. You know, trust what your body does naturally, because your body is a consciousness, and it is not, your body is a different consciousness than your mind's consciousness. Your body is a different consciousness than your soul's consciousness. Your body knows exactly what it is that you need. Your body is always going to tell you the truth. That's why sometimes you walk into an environment, all of a sudden you get spooked, you get goosebumps, your body telling you, bitch, hightail it out of there. Hightail it out of there now. This is not for you. So you got to listen. That subliminal subconscious reprogramming is wild. If you're not careful, they'll take energy. Yes, absolutely. And you got to understand that sound is feminine energy. So that means that sound is able to bypass the masculine principle, which is like the gatekeeper into your world. You know, your thoughts are the gatekeeper into your world. Sound bypasses that because sound is purely feminine. Feminine is the only energy, because masculine energy is only the mirror of feminine energy. Feminine energy is all that exists. That's why it's the holistic perspective, and masculine is very finite. It's very temporary. We only experience masculine energy in this temporary, finite environment because that's what we've chosen to be in. But darkness and feminine energy is everything, you know? And sound is feminine energy. So if you do it through sound, you can get straight to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is where your belief systems are housed. Okay, which means that every day that you get up, anything that you do is based off of your belief systems. That's why it's important to do shadow work and stuff like that, because how you act, what you respond to is based on your belief systems. What you think, your ideology is based on your belief systems. That's why it's important for you to constantly revisit those. Okay, I'm a certified. Okay, I seen that. Ooh, shit. Sorry, y'all. My brother made this playlist, and this can't be the playlist. Did I miss the playlist? Oh, no, I did not even click on his playlist. I was over in Kiana Lede land. Oh, here it is. Oh, I found it. Another issue with frequency will say 440, but the output frequency will be low. Yeah, some of these sites like Apple Music and stuff like that, even if the artist they self-tune it to a specific frequency, they'll tune it in a different direction. Meditative Mind. Yeah, that's the only one that I feel like I trust right now is Meditative Mind. Tamarind will do the same thing, and it's safer. Better eat some Mexican candy and call it good. Oh, I just connect to the light now. That's good as well. Connect to your heart space. You know, that's where all the raw potential of existence exists. I love Meditative Mind. Listen to sound baths. Yes, love that. You can also get like Tibetan bowls, which I have some downstairs. You can get Tibetan bowls, you can get crystal bowls, and you can do it yourself too. And also understand that any frequency that you can reach in the physical exists in the spiritual. So sometimes I will call on a specific frequency. Like I like calling on F sharp because for some reason, something I learned about the pyramids and how it affects our DNA. When you call on that energy of F sharp, things start happening inside the body. So you can call on frequencies as well, just like you call on anything else. I have a question to ask. Every time I take an Epsom salt bath, weird things happen. I wouldn't take an Epsom salt bath. I would take a sea salt bath. Hey, I've been watching and learning you for a while, also doing my own due diligence on my own. I love that for you, Troy. I took one and went to bed listening to affirmations and heard a scream. Internally, someone shook me. Oh, that feels like your soul. No more. I know that's right. It's also a reclaiming of your self-power. Yes. What's your YouTube name? It's Big Taj. If you go to my profile and you click on where it say Instagram, YouTube will pop down, or you can go to my website, scroll down, and it's where it says platforms. But it's Big Taj with 2 J's. Yep, do what feels good first, always. And sometimes, like, I'll You know how I get on here and sometimes I like read, I'll do like readings and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all remember that one day where somebody was asking me something. They was like, can you just look real quick? Can you? And it was 2 people or whatever. And for whatever reason that day, I was like, no, something telling me not to read or whatever. Be careful. Be careful, especially if you gifted. You got to feel into stuff. And if Spirit is telling you not to touch something, don't you touch it. Use that discernment. I have literally done readings on people, and I'll say, okay, let me do some energy work, and I'll go to do the energy work, and my guides are like, you better not touch nothing over there. You bet not. I've even had a woman's father come through and smack my hand and said, do not touch her. You said it. You raised her. Let me back up. Yeah, put on the frequency to go to sleep. Oh, shit, damn. Hold on. Put on the frequency to go to sleep. And my heart started racing, immediately stopped it. Yeah. I'm so glad I found your community because not a lot of people want to know information like this. I agree. And I feel like, the reason why I started like looking into this stuff is because I was in a weird situation. I was having some things happening spiritually, and I was hearing, I told you somebody did something off and they like what I said about what I was talking about, exposing the truth, whatever. And he staged an attack. There was an attack that happened, and I heard him speak very clearly in my fucking ear. And sometimes when even for some reason, spiritual people, every time that I separate myself from them or whatever, and I release contact, I can sometimes hear them come through and say something to me. And I just ignore the fuck out of them. Like it never happened. Because one of my strongest gifts is clairaudience. So yeah, I think we definitely need a safe space to talk about it, because we have these experiences and everybody act like it's just a coincidence. If all of us are experiencing it, it's something to it, baby. You are welcome. I was told to stop reading live for that reason. If I'm led to share or work, I will do that. But that's it. Yeah. Hey, Vinci. I started seeing synchronicities at the beginning of my journey thinking it was finna be sweet. Child, no. Because they don't talk about how, I think it's everybody who has to kind of go through this journey into the underworld, what they call the hero's journey, which is a journey into your shadow self. And then you come out on the other side, right? And it requires you to continue to manage your mind, regulate your emotions, you to learn more about spirituality, all of that. But in the process of you doing that, you are getting your ass handed to you over and over and over and over again. People don't talk about the initiation, the spiritual initiation that tends to happen when you go on that journey, because forces are going to obviously come against you because you're waking up. They ain't trying to have your ass wake up. So it's a period of time where you got to go through this learning curve, and what will happen is that people will say they want to be spiritual, whatever, but then when that initiation starts to happen, they give up. They shy away, and they like, this ain't for me. There's some witchcraft or whatever going on over there. No, baby, that all of that is inside of you that you have not dealt with, and you get spiritually jumped over and over again, and you got to make it through that point to get to the other end. My gifts are only getting stronger. I was literally talking to one of my clients today. I was meeting with one of my mentees, because of course I use my gifts when I mentee people. Why wouldn't I? I mean, that seems like putting them at a disadvantage or whatever. But I was talking to somebody's dad, and today was the first day that somebody gave me a name, and it was actually a name. It was like, I heard a name, I got quiet while she was talking, and I kept hearing a name playing in my head. So I said it to her, and it was actually a fucking person. And I was like, oh, wow, so you've migrated to names now. That's crazy. Before I was just feeling energy, and I was able to tell you what the energy is. Now I'm getting telling you just got to make it to the other side. Thank you for having this space for us. You are welcome. Or tell me that I'm weird. And it's okay to be weird. What's wrong with being weird? Listen, if all of us were supposed to be the same, it wouldn't be no need for all of us. It wouldn't be no need for there to be 1,000 of us if we was all supposed to be the same. This is the realm of duality. Everybody is supposed to be different. We are supposed to be showing different aspects of love. You don't have love without pain. That's what you're here to learn, is that you don't have love. comes with a shadow side. If you decide to engage in loving things, you are putting yourself at risk for pain. You know? Why I feel like my damn forehead about shiny as hell? Are you okay? Hold on, y'all. I can't keep looking at myself like that. All right. I'm floating on beautiful all love chat. Yes, period. Can I ask you a question, ma'am? Yes, as long as you never call me ma'am again, baby. I'm not that old. As long as you never do that again. Yes, I lost so much element on the other side. I'm like, oh, but then I'm literally bound to the bed this past couple of days. This ain't for the week. Yeah, it's not. I'm working on understanding my clairaudience. Clairaudience is such a great gift. Because I am very much, and maybe that's because that's how I'm designed, you know, and I've always gotten information. It's like I hear something in my head, and sometimes I confuse my clairaudience with my clear knowing. Because the name that I got today was from clear knowing. It wasn't me hearing the name. It was, I just knew it, if that makes sense. But learning your gifts is an individual journey. You know, I feel like you really do. Your gifts are going to be different than everybody else's gifts because your experiences are different from everybody else. So there is no telltale way that things are going to appear. For one person, it may be this way, but for the next person, it may be completely different. It's up to you to kind of explore. And you know that there are things, okay, she's a baddie, she's a 10. But there are certain, you know, websites that you can go to online that'll help you develop your psychic gifts. There are little things that you can do at home as well. Like sometimes I'll get a deck of cards and I'll just not guess, but I'll try to feel into whether I think the card is going to be a black card or a red card. Listen here, damn it. And I did that, and the first time I did it, I was too much in my head. I was too much trying to like do it real fast or whatever instead of trying to feel into the energy. And then I got really fucking good at that shit. You know, that's clear knowing, okay? Also, getting a like, also playing that game, you know, we used to play when we was kids, the match game, that helps with memory. That helps build up that skill. Clairvoyance, what I used to do is I used to look, like come into my room with the lights on, look at everything that I could see in the room, and then I would turn the lights completely off. I'm saying get the room as dark as you possibly can and try to see it in your head. You know where everything is, and if you can't see it, literally start putting it together. Like let's start walking yourself through it mentally and putting it together. That helps with clairvoyance for you to be able to see inside of your head. Clairaudience is a little bit different. But I guess like kind of what I did with clairaudience is like, I was doing this meditation where I was like laying down in bed and I was going through my body and trying to feel where I could feel tension. And instead of trying to subscribe something to that, I just kept trying to feel into it, which is clairsentience. Feel into it. But as you try to feel into things, there are words that pop up. There are things that pop up. There's like trauma that pops up, you know, and when energy holds information. That's what energy is. It's information. We sharing information all the time. We like a super fucking computer. So you feel into the energy and then words pop up. And I didn't judge the words. I'm just like, it'll like something about my trauma pop up or whatever. And I know that that's what caused this stagnation in my energy. You know, so when I'm doing energy work and releasing and stuff, a lot of my stuff that I haven't dealt with is coming to the top. You get worse before you get better. It's kind of like when you decide to clean your whole house, you throw everything in the middle of the fucking room and all of a sudden it looks like a fucking tornado. You got on a boot and a sock and a motherfucking hat, and then you clean and eventually you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what spirituality is too. That's what it is like to clear your energy. It always gets worse before it gets better. So you just got to learn how to continue to push through the same way that you do at work when you don't want to be there. The same way that you do in other scenarios where you don't want to be there. You got to continue to push through. Hey, Lamiris. You okay? You don't got to apologize. The question I wanted to ask was, when seeking purpose, how does one know which path to walk? It don't matter the choices that you make, because you got to realize that you're creating this reality as you go. You are literally creating it based off of what choices you decide to make. And I think sometimes us as a society, we get hung up on a choice because we scared to make the wrong choice, because we was ridiculed as kids, because we was judged, because we was rejected. You know, all these things were happening. So we stopped being able to trust our ability to guide our own self. We waiting for somebody else to do it for us. Okay. So understand that when you on this path, it does not matter the choice, because your determination, your ambition is going to get it done regardless of what choice it is that you decide. However, if you want to figure out what is most aligned with you, that's a different conversation, because that requires you to know yourself for real, which means that you need to be in tune with your emotions. There is nothing wrong with being sensitive. There is nothing wrong with you having emotions. Your emotions are your soul talking to you. Your soul are your emotions. That is telling you, I like this shit or I don't, on a soul level. Either I like it or I don't. If you feel a good emotion, they're supposed to pass through you. And that means, I like this. Tell the universe you like it so you can experience more things like that. But if you experience a low emotion, whether it's anger, fear, guilt, shame, whatever, pride, then that's just saying, I don't like this. And it's as simple as that. And when you can get to that point in your emotional path, it guides you. So the things that you like, you move towards. When the path becomes unclear, that's when you know you're in the right place. Right now, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I just threw a bunch of services on a damn website and was just like, hey, we're going to rock out with this until we don't. That's the approach you kind of need to have to life, because your life purpose is only to exist. Your life purpose is only to get to know yourself so that you can align your life based off of what you value, based off of what you prioritize. That's it. That's all. You're only supposed to exist as your authentic self because this world needed your specific energy. That's it. We live in a society that tells us we need to survive. And yes, I am on board with you doing what you need to do to get you to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? But you need to look at it like that. You shouldn't be at work taking shit personal, giving them 100%. Give them 50%, because your 50% is their 100%. You know? Until you can get to where you're going. But it requires you to heal. It requires you to look at yourself. And I actually took a meet and greet with somebody today who was saying, I don't like looking at the past because it feels like I'm moping or I'm just bitching and complaining and da-da-da. And it's like, no, that's not what looking at the past is for. Looking at the past is you need to really embody that energy again so you can truly understand how you felt. And when you can truly understand how you felt, you know the shit that you started telling yourself and the belief system that you put in place at that time. Yes, it helped you when you were in survival mode and you were trying to survive, but you are no longer in those same circumstances. Therefore, you don't need those same tools. But so many of us never go back and look at those tools again. Some of us never go back and revisit those things and pull that shit up that's no longer serving us. Some of us are still operating the way that we was operating when we were 9. So it's important for you to look at your pain, look at your trauma. You need to rework through it. You need to refeel it, because when you refeel it, you get so much information about it. You unlock it, you release it if it is no longer serving you. The sacrifice for your new life is your old life. You got to let that fall down. Like everything in every society and every empire in history, it eventually has to fall down in order for a new one to be built. That applies to you too. You're helping a lot of us. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Never realized what I was doing all my life, but I hear messages in music. Yes. Especially if you're a musically inclined girly, especially if you're a lot of feminine energy. Sound, that any type of art though. I'm a Taurus, baby. I live through my senses, okay? I know what's good in everything. The food, the views, the vacation spot. Like this physical realm, I own this shit. This is mine. I didn't tell you anything. I get a lot of my messages through art. A lot of my messages through art. Wasn't calling you ma'am because of age, just manners. I'm sure I'm older than you. Okay, cool. You know, okay. I fuck with that. I'm okay with that. You may proceed. No, wait a second. I missed somebody's comment. I just feel like I'm psychic, but I don't know. I was born on the 7th too, so I'm a life path 7. Yeah, you're probably psychic, baby. Because life path 7s are intelligent and spiritually inclined. You know, I actually started putting together these energetic profiles, and we actually talked about this a while back. Y'all had asked me for it. And I was just like, not right now, not right now. Because I was in my selfish era. I was in my baby. You know what? I've been pouring into everybody else. It's time for me to pour into me. Baby girl needs to rest. Okay. But I recently started doing them for like a couple of my family members. And also I started doing them as a part of my mentee program because I want to know what your energetic profile is. So when I see some of that energy popping up and it's out of alignment, I can tell you, back it up. That's not right. That's not how the energy work, you know? And so I started doing these new energetic profiles or whatever. I did my brother's yesterday, and I already knew he was a master number 11. Those are our teachers, 11, 22, 33. They're here to learn through hard experiences. They are probably going to have a harder life, and it is because they need to turn back and guide other people. So that harder life that they went through, if they can survive it, meaning they can get to a point where they understand the lessons that were in those things, they are going to be the guides. They are going to help us out of these dark times. They are going to lead us out of these dark times. But the problem is that so many of us, or so many of them, get here and they get lost in the motherfucking sauce. They get swept up in the wave of emotions. And some of these emotions are so intense that they don't find their way back. Right? So I'm doing my brother's and he's a master number 11. And then I look at his personality number. He's also a master number 33. And Spirit said to me, you came here for him because he has lost his way. Meaning he came here for my mama. They got stuck. I came here for him. And Spirit said he does not know who he is. You know, there's so many of us who have no fucking idea who we are. And you only get to know who you are by going back through your pain and your experiences because you're trying to find that little boy. You're trying to find that little girl who didn't feel protected. You're trying to find them. Because they came in here perfect. Exactly how you were supposed to be. But life told them they wasn't supposed to be that way. They said, that's not how we do that around here. You need to do this or that. You hugging me? Don't hug me. You got to find that version of yourself again. And that requires vulnerability. That requires honesty. That requires truth. That requires accountability. And a lot of people don't want to do that work. They did make us clueless on purpose. Yes, speak the truth, Miss Red. Period. I appreciate you for real. You broke that down from the crown to the ground. First of all, I'm stealing that. Thank you. And it's hard to lose those tools once they no longer need it. Yes, it is hard. You know, it requires you to consciously be moving through life. It requires you to be able to have awareness around what those behaviors are. It requires you to understand where those behaviors came from. Because I had this thing back in the day, y'all, this is crazy. And y'all about to be like, Taja, why are you even saying this? But back in the day, I don't know why, but I had something against hoes. Like I had something against hoes, and it really was my mama. It was my mama. She didn't like the hoes. But all my friends was like a little bit promiscuous. Like I live vicariously through them. We over here, you know, I ain't gonna do it, but you do it. You come back and you report and you tell me how the fuck it was. Like that has been my whole entire life. But I would always feel some type of way when I felt like somebody was being, you know, and it was never my friends. It was like other people. Like I would just like be judging them and whatever. So when I got older, I was like, what's the problem? Why do you care what somebody else is doing with their pussy? That don't have nothing to do with you. Why do you care? And so I start thinking about it and I'm like, that is my mom caring because she was told that she's supposed to be a specific way and she followed that line, you know, and I think sometimes when somebody tell us that we're supposed to be a specific way and we follow the true path and we see everybody else is out there having fun, everybody else is doing whatever the fuck they want, we get envious. Because we think that path is supposed to make us more valuable and it end up not being a whole bunch of bullshit, you know? So I felt like a lot of my ideologies was coming from my mama, but I didn't necessarily agree with them. But I had taken them on as if they were my own. And I needed to unpack that shit. I need to be honest with myself. I need to say, you stop fucking hating, bitch. You need to stop hating on what they got going on because that don't got nothing to do with you. Why do you care so much? You know, even the color pink. I used to say that I hated the color pink, but everything that I had was pink. And so I'm like, why are you saying that you don't like the color pink? It's my mama. She was a tomboy. You know? She hates the color pink. You need to go and revisit the things that you have been through because you're an accumulation of your experiences. You're an accumulation of the people that's been around you. You are them. The things you like in other people is the things you like in you. You just got it down so dormant that you don't realize that exists inside of you. Sometimes you love who you are around certain people. It's not the person you love. It's the version of yourself. It's the energy that you feel inside of yourself that you love. So when you understand those high level things, you have to go back and you have to redo it. You have to go back and you need to clean out the fucking mud because in order for you to create space for the new, you need to get rid of the old. So if it's no longer serving you, why are we still operating that way? And I think it's a difference in awareness. That willpower, that internal struggle goes away when you gain more awareness. Y'all don't understand. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge has always been the key. Wisdom is the door that you are opening. Wisdom is the application of knowledge and understanding, which means your thoughts and your emotions have to match in order for you to figure out how to act. The acting is the wisdom. It is the result of the knowledge and understanding. Once you know better, you got to do better. I like this for some reason. I'm sorry, y'all. Period. Taurus rising here. I love my Taurus energy, baby. Welcome to the party, babe. May 17th. Yes, I'm a Taurus. May 16th. Everybody would always say I was thinking too much, but you don't hear that. I feel like there's no problem with thinking. There's a problem with over analyzing. There's no problem with coming to an intellectual understanding of something. There's a problem when you overdo anything, because life calls for balance in everything. And when you overthink, you overeat. Clock that T. Overthinking equals overeating, because that's solar plexus activity. Okay? Might tell you a joke. I'm a life path 7. Yep, that is philosopher. It's hard. That's loner energy too, though. You got to be careful. Y'all are here to learn how to build sustainable relationships with other people, how to balance the need for research and isolation and having a community. Can you speak on the natal new moon in Taurus conjunct with Mercury in the 5th house? Is the new moon in Taurus? Because I thought we just had a super full moon in Taurus. Hold on. Oh yeah, of course. Hold on. I can tell you what I know. So, new moon in Taurus means that there is something new coming in what you value and what you prioritize, right? Because Taurus is about what you have, your possessions or whatever, but all of that is built on what you're prioritizing in life. Conjunct Mercury, meaning that there's communication in that. Mercury is the planet of intellect, but it's also the planet of communication. 5th house is what is 5th house? What's the 5th sign? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Hold on. 5th house is the house of relationships, though. But it's sorry, y'all. Creativity, passion, personal experiences associated with Venus and beauty. So that's in line with the 5th house. But Taurus is about your values. There's also going to be you reevaluating the way that you have been communicating things. There's a lot of change in the way that you're communicating things. When you're talking about Taurus energy is about, or Venus energy in general is about, it is Leo. It's self-expression. So 5th house is self-expression. Then you got Mercury, and then you got Taurus. Taurus is about beauty. It's about the enjoyment in life. It's about communicating in a loving way. I used to ghost. A lot of it was thanks to you. I looked into human design, found out I'm a hermit. Period. I am too, baby. Sometimes I'm here and then I'm there. If y'all realize what type of content creator I am never on this app all the time. Okay? You see me and then you don't. And then I reappear like, hey friends, and then I disappear again. And that is because in order for me to get emotional clarity, in order for me to get my inside world together, because I go through so many intense cycles, I'm constantly going through a death and rebirth on the inside, I be needing to pull back a little bit because I can't pour from an empty cup. And what Spirit has been talking to me about recently is that in order for you to provide proper care and support, you have to first fill yourself up. That foundation has to be built on self-love. People are supposed to get the overflow. That means that you got to fill yourself up so much that you're so abundant that you don't even know what to do with this energy. And then you can be generous with the energy. But so many are pouring from a cup that's not even full, which is leading to depletion. So I just read on my master number 22, 4, and a life 7. Wow. But yeah, the guides. What's the Hermit? I want to get my human design reading done. So Hermit energy is like this 2 energy. And it's basically like where you need to pull away from people. You need to self-isolate a little bit in order for you to gain clarity, in order for you to prioritize yourself, figure out what you want in life, set your goals, and also put yourself on the right trajectory when it comes to direction in life. So when you have this 2 energy, which is conflicts with the other fucking energy that you have, it's meant to sit you down so that you're not spending all your time pouring into other people and not pouring back into yourself. It's meant to provide you balance, but it can be really uncomfortable because it makes you start to think that nobody gets you, nobody understands you, whatever. But that's really just like yo soul telling you, girl, I done told you 11 times to sit the hell down and you won't sit down. So now I'm about to make you feel so uncomfortable that you have no other choice but to sit down. Hermit energy is the energy of introspection. And it comes with a little bit of melancholy, meaning that you start to feel down. You start to feel like sadness and depression, but it's not. It's really creative energy. It's idea after idea after idea. But some of us don't know the difference between sadness. We don't know the difference between depression. We don't know the difference between melancholy. We just think that they all are the same emotion and they're not. That's why you got to feel into your emotions. So I'm the 8th month, the 30th. I'm still trying to find out who I am. So August 30th. Look up your life path number. Whatever year you were born in, add up all the numbers. So if it's 8/30/1991, you need to add up 8 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 2, whatever it is. It'll tell you your life path, and that can give you a great idea of what your mission is. It can give you some information on what your energy is. But we all kind of cycle through these 1 through 9 energies. So if you go to my YouTube, I did a whole numerology series where I discussed the foundational numbers. I would check that out. I did astrology as well, which I talked about the ancient gods and how they correlate with the planets. I think that's interesting. The way that I did it was very interesting. Numerology, I try to give you examples from characters in TV shows because I feel like it's easy for us to kind of relate to that because we already know those characters. We already know how they act. So I give you like applicable examples of these people. And I give you TV shows so that you can go and you can watch it and you can basically take what I'm saying and see if you see what I see. Hey, Pretty Brown. I want my 13% royalty crowned to the ground. Baby, sales is a sale. In sales, you steal shamelessly. I have no shame about stealing. You're gonna have to see me in court. No, I'm just kidding. I've been dreaming about zodiacs and I can't remember, but I'm keeping a journal now. I mean, again, yes, keep that journal. If all my memories were unblocked, I can only imagine. Yeah, and that's a DNA. You need to heal the DNA because your DNA is an information center. It is a house for your information. And it holds a shit ton of information, by the way. Hey, Jazz. Yes, ma'am. Come on. What a pretty girl. Oh, thank you, Cindy. That was very nice of you. Hey, April. Oh, my God. You are speaking channel message right now. Beautiful. Thank you. I think I'm always channeling y'all. I don't know the difference at this point because I feel like the word just hits me and I just be having to say it. Hold on, y'all. I done missed something. Hold on. Oh, wow. A whole bunch of y'all commented. Hold on. Let me go back up there. I done missed the whole shebang. Okay, I think I'm back on track. Okay. Knowledge equals applied experience equals wisdom. Yes. Have you watched Siren on Hulu? I started watching Siren, and to be honest, I watched probably like the first 6 or 7 episodes, and I got bored. So I need to go back. Like, I feel like sometimes I have rules when it comes to TV shows. And the rule goes like this. You got 3 episodes to impress me. And if I get to that 3rd episode, by the end of that 3rd episode, you need to have hook, line, and sinker. You need to have me by the damn throat to where I'm about to be up to 4 o'clock in the morning until I finish this shit. Like, that's what you need. But if I get to that 3rd episode and that's not happening, I'm usually out of there. And I'll come back when I don't have nothing else to watch. Okay? But if by that 3rd episode I'm curious, I need 2 more episodes because some shows are a slow burn. Like Handmaid's Tale, I had to start and stop that a million times before I got into it. But I'm glad that I went back. So that's just one of them shows that I need to go back to. Hey, Rhea. I just popped in watching it and thought of the Bermuda Triangle combo. Yes. Babe, I found out, like, what's crazy is somebody wrote me on that video, y'all. And she said, what if it's not the crystal at the bottom of the ocean? What if it's the capstone that's missing off the top of the pyramid? And that, she almost sent me into a goddamn rabbit hole. She almost sent me into a rabbit hole. I said, now why would you come on here and say that? Now I need to go research some shit. Life Path 11, that shit is so hard. Yes, y'all are spiritually advanced. Y'all are spiritually inclined. It's really hard to have a master number because y'all go through so much trauma, because that is supposed to be your testimony. That's what makes you qualified to teach other people. You got to go through some shit if you about to turn around and teach somebody. You got to have perspective. You got to have experience. So I think it is kind of hard having those master numbers, but you are built to last. You are built to handle it. You just got to understand that the things are not happening to you. The details of what happened to you do not matter. The only thing that matters is the lesson that it taught you, so that you can set good boundaries, and so that when you experience that again, you know exactly how to handle it. And if somebody around you is experiencing that, you know exactly what advice to give them. So that means you got to get clear about what happened. You need to actually process the event. Don't put it in a box and don't touch it. Like, actually look at it and process it. Super full moon. Yes, the super full moon was in Taurus. So it was a call to action about what you value, what type of people you want around you in relationship. It was about all of that. It was time for you to figure out what it is that you actually like, and for you to authentically exist it yourself, because Venus is trying to tell you how to enjoy life, and life is best enjoyed with a sense of detachment. But in order for you to also enjoy life, you need to figure out what your priorities are. And that's what Taurus is about. Taurus is like, you need to explore this material world through your senses. You need to eat new foods. You need to get around new people. You need to feel new feelings. And when you can do that, you figure out what you actually like and what you don't like this time. Because your whole life has been built off of this facade, or this version of yourself that you keep presenting to the world, which is why you're miserable, because that's not actually you. What's this, brother? Is this on his playlist? Hold on, let me just... You know, my brother surprises me. Like, he'll send me music, I'll send him music, and I send him music, and I'll be like, listen to my music, and he don't listen to my playlist. So when he send me music, I don't listen to his. But every time I do listen to his playlist, he shocks me. He shocks me every single time, because I'll be thinking he ain't paying attention, and he be paying attention. Okay, Aretha girl, we're gonna have to... Oh, this is the girl. I did listen to this whole EP. I just listened to it once though. This ain't the right EP picture though, and that's what's throwing me off, is that this is the picture for Quinn or K1 or whatever her damn name is. Okay, brother, we not mad at this. Oh damn, sorry y'all. What did I do? What did I do? Anyway, sorry y'all. You did that on Instagram too, LOL. I'll be like, there she is. Wait, what I be doing? Oh, popping in and popping out? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I'm not really a social media person. Like, I feel like I'm definitely just like a real fucking human who's going through life, who's been through some shit, who just like, I know it's somebody else out there going through this. And if there's something I can do to help you through that, because I know what it's like to be there and not have no help, I just want to do that. But I also get really burnt out in contributing. Like, that's how my energy is designed, for me to get burnt out when it comes to me contributing, you know, to the collective. So I've been needing a moment to myself so that I can kind of get re-energized. But one thing that I recently realized is that I have been depressed my whole life. I didn't know how to not be depressed, because there wasn't a time that I can remember where I wasn't depressed. So recently what I've been trying to focus on is getting myself to a place where I know how to actually enjoy life, where I actually know how to feel satisfied, where I know how to be okay, you know, like, and not focus on money. Because sometimes I'll spend some money and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, the whole world is falling down. Oh my God, I'm never gonna have money again. All this money is going out. What the fuck? I need to get this money back right now. I hate spending my money. Like I would go into a fucking frenzy and I'd be having to bring myself back to reality. And sometimes that just takes me discharging from the internet. Because sometimes when you on the internet, you looking at all these people who basically putting up this facade of what their life actually fucking looks like. But you get to like, you know, looking at other people and being like, damn, like I should be farther, or like, why am I not enjoying life the way they enjoying life, whatever. So I just be needing to disconnect a little bit so I can pull that energy back inside. I've been following you. You're awesome. Oh, thank you. The human design video helped me a lot too. Yes. I love that. I feel like I hate when people be gatekeeping. Like this information, like I think so many people are just capitalistic at heart. Like they care about capitalism. I don't care about that. I care about helping people. So I be feeling like if I know something and it could be beneficial to you, I'm just gonna tell you. And that's how we handle that one. You really be speaking my internal thoughts. It's so crazy. Alignment. Yeah. Say the thing. Whatever the thing is that you're scared to say it. Because somebody else is gonna feel you. So true. Let my cup run over so I can pour from a place of abundance, not lack, period. And I think the problem is that so many of us have been through so much shit that we try to help people when we ain't even helped ourselves yet. Which leads to us, now we both struggling. Now we both in a boat that got holes in it. And both of us is poking holes in that bitch, so we sinking faster. So I think, you know, you really do gotta learn how to prioritize yourself. You gotta learn how to set boundaries. You gotta learn how to love yourself first. And then you can provide care and support to other people. She is the best human design reader. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. I've only ever gotten good reviews from the human design readings. Because I don't know, like I really take my time with it. I really let spirit kind of guide me too. Sometimes I end up like on these readings saying something that the person needs to hear that I didn't even know it was for them. It was just me like channeling or me like just saying whatever I feel. But human design really changed my life, and I mean that. I didn't think that I was going to be a human design reader. I didn't think I was going to be on the internet preaching meditation. I didn't think any of those were on my path. But when I released expectations around how I show up, and I told the universe, I don't give a fuck what I do. I just want to have flexibility in my own schedule. I don't want a boss. I literally was like, these are the bare minimum. This is what I want. Then opportunities started aligning for me. When you release expectation, I'm telling you, you'll end up in a direction that you didn't even ask to be in. And just because you was trying to be helpful, just because you was operating how your energy operates. I would have never thought that this is what I was doing. I didn't know what the fuck human design was 3 years ago. That's why it's important that when you doing something, you really care and you feel passionate about something, you want to help people, you just anytime you get curious, move in that direction. You never know what lies there. A lot of my content or a lot of my platform being built was based off of just me looking into information that made me curious, me going down a couple rabbit holes and me being like, hey, y'all see this shit? Like, this is crazy. You know, I think when you start to go from look at life from a stance of curiosity, from a stance of the observer, and you stop trying to fix everything, when you can see the beauty and imperfection, life really, really changes for you. Is that my song? Sorry. That's where I'm at. Yeah. You do consultations. We had their human design profile, but would like it explained to them. Wait, hold on. So I do consultations, but on my site it's called a meet and greet. It's usually like an hour. Sometimes I give y'all like 2 to 3 hours. If I ain't got shit to do that day and y'all want to sit on the meet and greet and I ain't got nothing to do, 9 times out of 10, I'll just sit there with you and we'll just work through it all if you want to. But meet and greets are kind of like, you know, people just come on there to either meet me or to ask me questions or, you know, just chill. Those are 65. Human design readings are mini ones are 35, full ones are 80. Mommy and me, meaning like if you are a kid and if you're a parent and you're trying to learn how to energetically parent your kids, I suggest, because y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I do not fuck around about them kids. Okay? That is 89. So if you're trying to understand human design, I will book a reading and I can help you understand that. But a consultation is going to be more so about you, me probably getting in contact with your guides, me getting in contact with your higher self. If you kind of lost in life, I'm able to feel into energy and tell you what it is. I'm able to talk to your guides and they are able to give me messages on what it is that you need to hear. But when you come into that space, I always ask y'all to come with intention. And I'll never ask y'all what the questions are that y'all have. I need you to come with intention, because when you set the intention, I can feel into the energy, and I don't need you to tell me what the questions are. I just kind of already know what you need to hear. Okay. So if you want a human design reading, that's what I would do. And those are about 2-3 hour readings, depending on how complicated your chart is. Because I really take my time with them. And you do get a video, you get some resources, you get some affirmations that you can kind of incorporate to what you're already using. And in those sessions, I kind of tell you how to read the chart, because that is your energetic blueprint. And I think that I'm not the type of person who is going to need you to come back to me. Even though you can, the door is open. If you have questions, it don't matter if I did your human design reading 10 years ago. If you have questions, you will have access to me. However, I do want to teach you how to fish, because this is your life and I want you to feel like you're in control of it. So I teach you how to fish, girl. I know role model or hermit mode is crazy. I want to be seen, but I have to sit down and build. Yes. Yes. I agree. I literally just said today, I have to start back making clothes simply because it makes me happy. Yes, Portia, absolutely. Yes, life is ultimately about you seeking the things that bring you joy. And you doing that unapologetically. Who gives a fuck if Joe Schmo down the street don't like what you doing? People who don't got nothing going for themselves, people who are afraid to take risks, are always gonna have something to say about what the fuck you got going on, because you doing what they can't. That's envy, my friend. So even if whatever makes you happy, it don't matter if it's you stringing together some beads and making bracelets. It doesn't matter what it is. Do it. Do it. You owe it to yourself. What if my birthday is different day in Ethiopia? What if my birthday is different day in Ethiopia? So when you do human design, it needs to go off of whatever time zone you were born in. So you need to do whatever your birth date would be in Ethiopia. And then when you put in the location, you need to put in where you were in Ethiopia, because it has to do with the location you were born in, not where you are now. Instead of saying, oh, I'm postpartum, this or that, I just know I need to get creative again. Yes. Still take your time to rest. Still take your time to heal, because when you have a kid, your body goes through so much. And I don't think we talk about that enough. You know, people start losing hair, your hormones is everywhere. You don't feel like yourself. So take time and rest when you need to, but absolutely get active, get creative. And I would even stop saying the word postpartum, because there's a negative connotation that's associated with that. And that's postpartum depression, right? So the energy of the word postpartum has negative energy connected to it. So I would just say, I just gave birth. I just became a new mom. Mine's is 9. Knowing the difference is important for sure. I need to study on the 2-4 human design, because I'm hermit, but an opportunist too. 2 opposites. Yes, that is that's what I am. I'm a 2-4. So 2 is like in your conscious energy, you know you need to isolate. But on a subconscious level, you're here to help the community in some way. This is what mine looks like. Yours may look completely different than mine's. You know? Thank you. You're welcome, honey. Spirit, SAT, sat my ass down many times. Sat, surrender, allow, trust. Yes. It's crazy now that you say that life path 7s are here to find balance. Hey. With isolation in relationships. Yes. And I know, because my specialized skill is in 7 energy. We are the philosopher. We are very much so into figuring out what's hidden, and we get very interested in that. We be down rabbit holes real motherfucking deep. But we also need to learn how to socialize and how to interact with actual people in the real world. There's a difference in life path numbers 11 is the way you add the numbers differently. What do you mean by that, Brittany? What am I? Okay, I already answered that. And I have 4 planets in the 7th house, child. What are they? Is Saturn there? Who's there in the 7th house? What planets are they? Because baby, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I missed some. I missed some stuff. Oh shit, my bad. So look, I had a really uncomfortable dream about someone hurting a child. Then today, the trophy wife story came out. I do that often. If it's like medium energy, yes. Prophetic dreams is what that is. And a lot of us who have prophetic dreams are mediums. And what's happening is that we're so distracted throughout our day-to-day life that we cannot get the messages, or we're not paying attention to them, and we don't realize that it's a message coming through. So So they get you in your lucid state. This is my second time trying it too. LOL, I didn't get past the 4th episode. Yeah, it's like I just can't, something ain't there yet. But I'll keep looping back, when I run out of shows. The same with TV shows. If I'm not interested by episode 3 or hooked by 5, it's curtains. Yes, facts. And I close those curtains quick. I have to really be desperate to go back. There has to be nothing else for me to watch for me to go back. I found out I was a life path 3 and it makes so much sense. I felt suppressed all my life. Yeah, words are powerful. They are. They change your energetic field. The words that you say out of your mouth is changing your energetic field or your electromagnetic field around you, which is literally shifting you through dimensions. You have to be careful what you speak. You really need to take the standpoint that you are the observer and you're here to observe. You shouldn't even be responding to everything. But we so used to just being professional yappers. Especially that Gemini energy. You got that Gemini energy high up there? Yapping. Then I had a dream I was in a layer underwater that had another layer of water I could jump in. Listen. Listen, Linda. That's a real thing. After I saw your live, my dreams be going in. Yes. Pay attention to them. Write them down. They telling you something. Hey, Lalalu. Hey, Nee. Every Capricorn I met got great taste in music. That's earth signs. Earth signs are the masters of earth. Okay, we're the masters of earth. When you think about Big Virgo, she analyzes everything. She pays attention to every detail of everything. She orders everything. She structures everything, right? She makes everything perfect in this material world. Big Taurus knows what the best of everything is. If you need anything, when it comes to what's the best vacation spots, what's the best drinks, what's the best, Taurus is going to tell you that, okay? They live through their fucking senses. Capricorn is about discipline. It's about structure. It's about money. Capricorn is about getting to the bag. So if you want to know how to build success in the material world, if you want to learn how to materialize, Big Cat got that for you. Okay? All of us are musically inclined. I would definitely say all of us are musically inclined. I think there is no better performer than a Virgo performer. Michael Jackson, Beyonce. They care about the details. It's in the very small things that nobody else is thinking about that they bring to life, that creativity. Taurus are just kind of like just dreamy, and they're good at everything. Dance, sing. Them is the triple threats. Them is the triple threats. Them is the ones that even be doing art on the side. Like, yes. A lot of great singers have high Taurus placements. And then Capricorn is about structure. It's about discipline. It's about you kind of working through your shit. You kind of playing like the daddy to yourself. Like, that's so sweet. I'm glad I gave my babies each other. I am the only child. Yes. Siblings are forever. And sometimes, you know what's a red flag to me? That if somebody be like, I don't fuck with my siblings, I can't stand my siblings, I'll be like, wait a second. Now, I will say that not everybody's siblings are worthy, though, because there are people who are completely justified in not fucking with their siblings. But for me, alarm bells go off because I could not imagine a life like that. Like, me and my brother, we fought all the time. I'm talking about cats and dogs. People didn't even want us together because we was probably going to tear the house down, you know? But now, that is my bestie. There's nobody who has showed up for me more than my brother. And it don't matter if he upset or whatever the case may be. But we both earth signs. He's a Capricorn. I'm a Taurus. And I think nobody checks a Taurus better than a Capricorn. Because we don't listen to nobody. But a Capricorn? Child? Yeah, you need to take a step back. Re-energize. Yeah. I like your aliens in the water talk. Thank you. Be real. What if my birthday is a different date in Ethiopia? Then you need to base it off the Ethiopian date. I'm a 3-5. Yep, so that's learning by trial and error, but being here to help people heal. But that healing energy does come with a little bit of water energy too. So sometimes you can be self-sacrificing. Sweet. Your passion is always a gateway to what you're asking for. Absolutely. Recommendation for Manny Gels on how to respond instead of presenting ideas, because I'm a yapper. Oh, mini generators. That's funny. I thought you was talking about nails for a second, girl. Okay, recommendations on manifesting generators on how to respond instead of presenting ideas, because I'm a yapper. So manifesting generators are here to respond. It's not the responding. It's you're here to learn when to respond, when to speak. So the question you always need to be asking yourself, if you're a generator in general, is this person willing to change? Is this person willing to receive what I have to say? And if the answer is no at any time, zip it, because you're just gonna be wasting your energy. I get excited and want to share with like minds. You probably have an open head, baby. Or that 9 energy is probably in, that 9 energy is probably in your Mars or in your Mercury. It's okay to want to share. What I did to kind of mitigate that is instead of trying to share with people that was around me because they didn't care about the same shit I cared about, I got on the internet because I needed to find my people. I need to find my people. And now I can talk to my family about that because they see the value I bring in other areas, and they were just like, okay, cool. Tyler might know what she's talking about. The whole time though, up until this point, I was crazy. Until y'all start picking up what I was putting down, now all of a sudden I'm a genius. And that's how it always works. Some of the greatest philosophers we've known in history were called crazy and even killed, put on house arrest for the shit that we be talking about, called crazy, and then that's the shit that we believe to this day. So, what's this song? I was just thinking of it, don't know the name, hold on. Was it this song or was it the last song? This song? Okay, so this song is called Push a Man by Laura. The song before was Ode to Win by Elmine. It's Elmine. That man can sing. Hey Belle. How? Linktree. No, I don't have a Linktree well, I mean, I do have a Linktree, but no, if you click the link in my bio, www.bigtaj.com, Big Taj with 2 days. That's my website. If you are doing it on your phone, there's going to be 2 bars that appear on the left side of the screen. If you're doing it on a computer, it's going to say services on the right side. When you click on the 2 bars, services is going to pop down. You click on services. It'll take you to all the services that I offer. Whichever one you want to go to, click on that, and then it's going to be a description of the service. And next to that description on the left side of the top of the screen, it's going to have a button for you to press. That's how you get to my page where you can purchase any services. It comes through to me. I send you an email giving you instructions, and we set everything up. Hey, I saw one of your videos and been looking for you. I found you. Right here. Love that color on your nails. Thank you. I was going to be discussed for Halloween, but what happened is last week I broke my nail down all the way to the brim. I'm talking about I was bleeding. It went straight down the damn center. So I was supposed to go get my nails done this week, but I need to wait for this to grow out because you ain't about to have me putting no chemicals and stuff on my little nub. I need to make sure my nail gonna grow back. I dang near said that I think I'm going back to press-ons because ain't no way that I should be having nails in 2024 breaking down the center. I don't agree with that, especially not for the amount that I paid. I love this. Oh, good. 6-2 manifesting generator. Yep. Does your design ever change, or why do some people recommend looking every month at your chart? Your design does not ever change. However, the reason why people look every month is because what is transiting your chart changes, meaning that where the planets are in the sky is constantly changing, which means that the energy that's affecting you is constantly changing. So some periods of time you'll feel like you stagnant, you can't do nothing. It's just like the energy that's transiting through your chart. It does not have nothing to do with you, but it's the energy that's transiting through, you know? So I think it is important to continuously look at your chart. If you can get an astrology app like Astrology Masters is where I see all my transits and stuff. And anytime I'm just kind of feeling lost in life, or I'm just, just don't understand something, I look at my chart, and 9 times out of 10, the answer is right there staring me in the face. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes. I'm sorry to bother you. Do you have more than one account? Because I'm friends with you on 2. I do have more than one account. But the other account that I have is tagged in my bio. So you can look in my bio and see what the 2 accounts is. One of them has like 13K. I never post on it. But if I'm reaching out to you to add to promote services, that is not me. I literally just reported a account because that shit been getting out of hand. Like I'll be out hanging with friends or something and somebody coming to me and be like, oh, you don't remember the conversation that we had last week? No, I don't remember the conversation we had last week. Why don't you inform me? And they're like, oh, we was talking about me getting a reading. Baby, that was not me. I don't know who that was. That was not me. Somebody wrote my friend the other day and was like, hey, beautiful soul. And I said, not you trying to be me is crazy. So yeah, no. If they reaching out to you, that's not me. I'm never going to reach out to you. Actually, in fact, if anybody is reaching out to you, that is probably a scam. Because most people who have services don't need to reach out to anybody. You know? What do you think of the Enneagram? 7-8 here. You know what? I actually need to look into Enneagrams because I had saved a book about Enneagrams. I actually did some content about Enneagrams as well when I was talking about sacred geometry, which is, you should look into that. It's interesting. But I need to look more into Enneagrams for sure. I found your site. I'll book after your live. Don't want to miss out on your message. Yes, I appreciate that. And I also post this on YouTube, y'all. Hey, can you tell me about our higher self? Yes, so basically your higher self is you. It is a 6th density version of you that has already polarized through multiple densities, and now they're turning back to pull you kind of forward. Okay, so the 6, you are your higher self, meaning that when they say that the God within, you were created in the likeness of your higher self. But really, what I'm saying is you not your higher self is you, if that makes sense. You are an aspect of your higher self, but you are not the exact energy of your higher self. Your higher self is a way more evolved a version of you, which is 6th density version of you. Your higher self is what you would consider to be the God within, though. It's the version of you that exists that is completely confident in itself. The version of you that exists that doesn't think about money, doesn't think about outcomes, is literally able to navigate reality from a higher perspective. Okay, so it benefits you to kind of get to a place where you're able to manifest your higher self into this reality so that you can make better conscious decisions, so that you can kind of like allow your higher self to guide you. You don't always got to take the guidance, you know, because you do have free will. However, it's helpful. So when they shows like Dragon Ball Z and like where he goes Super Saiyan, or shows like, what's the other show where they turn the Avatar, you know, when they get into the Avatar state, that is all about you and you manifesting the higher self in the physical realm. Okay, and in order for you to do that, you have to deal with your chakras, because your chakras are densities of consciousness and they lead to expanded consciousness. And in order for you to get into contact with your higher self, you have to heal the crown, which is all the way at the top. So that means you got to start at the bottom and work your way up. The crown is ruled by Saturn. So when they say there was a curse that was placed on Saturn, it was placed on the crown chakra to keep you disconnected from yourself. So that's why I'm telling y'all, be careful with Gaia in some of these channels, allegedly. Be careful with Gaia in some of these channels because they be placing curses on your chakras. So be careful. My Saturn is in the 12th house. Oh, baby. That's all I need to know, baby. My Saturn is in the 12th house. I have Pluto, Mars, and the moon in the 7th house. Oh, child, are you okay? Saturn in the 12th house is crazy because that means that you're going to kind of struggle when it comes to your spiritual path, your spiritual life purpose, up until you're about 29, up until you go through your Saturn return. Okay, so there's going to be restrictions and limitations when it probably comes to your spiritual gifts. Pluto, Mars, and the moon. Pluto is about transformation. So that area, when it comes to relationships, you are going to struggle when it comes to relationships. But when you can learn to master that, you will transform the most. Mars is competition, is desire, but it's also a potential for immaturity. So in your relationships, you have a potential for immaturity. And then the moon being there is your inner world. So relationships really affect your inner world. But emotions are a thing that you're probably going to struggle with as well. Can you talk more about Life Path 9? Yes. Life Path 9 that's energy of Pluto, meaning that you're constantly going to go through these death and rebirth cycles. So you really need to learn how to go with the flow. when it comes to things. 9 is one of the most spiritual numbers out of the foundational numbers. Right, mama? Sorry, I'm pulling up my notes, y'all, because my brain has limitations. I know it don't seem like it, but my brain has limitations. Okay, so they're very generous energy. Their energy of global awareness, and they stand out from other numbers. You know, like any number multiplied by 9 is 9. Okay, so 9 is supposed to be like the end of a completion cycle, even though they try to tell you that it's 10. 9 is about love, compassion, patience. It's about universal love, meaning that 9s typically see stuff from the bigger picture. They typically looking at things from a holistic perspective. It's about selfless service. It's about endings as well. That energy strengths are in awakening themselves and other people through going through these cycles. It's how tolerant they are of certain things, because they understand the bigger picture. They understand why people are doing the things that they're doing, and how supportive they can be as well. Because 9 energy has like some of the softest hearts, but their weaknesses are that sometimes they can be martyrs. Sometimes they can throw themselves on a sword for other people or operate to their own detriments. Sometimes they can be a little bit resentful because they feel like, damn, life is kind of heavy. Why I gotta be the one carrying the burden? And then also sometimes they experience a lot of suffering because it requires you to constantly be transforming. So what 9s are here to learn is how to adapt better to hardships, meaning they have to learn how to let go and deal with their own needs and values instead of constantly being focused on fixing everybody else. This energy needs to learn how to prioritize itself, because its needs are just as important as everybody else's needs. 9 is associated with the tarot card, the Hermit, which means that introspection, constantly looking within, constantly exploring yourself. This is the energy of inner wisdom and being connected to divine source. It's also associated with Sagittarius and Aries as well. Sagittarius because it's the 9th zodiac, and Sagittarius is very expansive. It's very accepting of other people. It's very open-minded. But also they learn through their mistakes as well, which is something that this 9 energy is here to kind of master. And then Aries, because it's the fighter who's willing to sacrifice their own body and mind to reap the rewards of his hard work. Okay, Scorpio also is in this as well, because Scorpio is associated with Pluto, which is associated with this 9 energy, which is about death and rebirth. So I hope that helps. I have a gain of Gemini placements. On top of that, my sun placements too. Gemini energy is very charismatic, but it's outward communication. Have you looked into Vedic astrology charts? I'm a Taurus in tropical, Sag and Vedic. I actually have. And I was going to teach about that and stuff, but I honestly feel like that's a journey I'm going to take on my own, because that is kind of like a closed practice when it comes to Hindu culture. That is a closed practice. So I don't think teaching that is appropriate. However, I think learning it by yourself is okay. The knowledge of astrology, though, came way before that culture, and I don't like how they try to place ownership over that. However, I don't want to culturally appropriate either, you know? So I want to start a successful turnkey business with fruits, vegetables, and herbs and buy pallets in Arizona. Do it. What do you think about the portals they putting up around the world? I know that the one that was at the top of that hill that everybody was talking about, that is a real thing. That is a real portal. Because I was in meditation and I went there, and it wasn't on purpose. It just appeared before me, and immediately I was told to shut it down. So I tried to, and something pushed me out. So I wasn't necessarily trying to shut it down, but for some reason that's the thought that I had, and the moment that I had the thought, I was gone. What do you think? Examples of what I was saying is, if you are born on 5/16/88, you have to add up 5/16. No. You have to add 5 plus 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8. 16 needs to be separated. And that will give you your life path. Thank you for all your videos. Appreciate you. You are welcome. MFAO, that's where I've been for the last year. Everybody lost. Everybody thought I lost my marbles last year. Yep, child. It's just a part of the game. Everybody gonna think you crazy until they think you a genius. I was born on the 18th, so I def got 9 energy. Yes. 9 energy is your special tool throughout this life. Learning how to let things go, learning how to transform, learning how to keep going with the flow. GLX, yeah, that's what I get, GLX. And that motherfucker cracked straight down the goddamn middle. I'm still a little upset about it. Did y'all see the views tripping? Yeah, my views is always tripping, y'all. Oh yeah, sacred geometry is so interesting. Oh my gosh, it's literally the foundation. It's how energy organizes itself. So sacred geometry can take you to the next level when it comes to your meditations. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you know the shape of your root chakra and the color of your root chakra when you are meditating on your root chakra, you can make it very fucking real. Very real. Also knowing sacred geometry and understanding what these shapes actually stand for from a spiritual perspective, when you put in your protections up, you can use sacred geometry as part of your protections as well. It is the foundation for which everything is built on. So the first sciences are numerology, because if you separate, now there's 2. That's numerology. Sacred geometry, because when energy separates, it has a shape. Okay? And astrology, because what is the energy? Okay? So I see you still ain't planted them plants on the wall behind you. Oh, are you in my business? Are you in my business? Don't do that. I am going to get to them when spirit moves me. What do you think about Andrew Tate, though? Do you think he's a controlled opposition? I need your opinion. Yes. Yes. And I think that Fit and Fresh podcast is a controlled entity as well. Yes, 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 yes. Now let's vow to never bring that man up again. Pisces in the 6th house, I feel like I struggle with routines. Yes, that would make sense. Because Pisces has a problem being grounded in reality. Pisces is very dreamy, very fantasy, very deep. But they be up in La La Land somewhere, levitating. Damn, she gonna reply, relax. Y'all are funny. Hey, AJ, would you speak on Black Moon Lilith conjunct retrograde Pluto in the 10th house, please? Is that what's going on with you right now? What's the energy of Pluto, though? What's the energy of Lilith? What's the energy of, like, what zodiac sign are those in? Because that's going to give you the information that you need. How about 623 and 1231? I don't know what that means, baby. Can you give me more information? Vedic is so deep and intricate. It definitely resonates for me. So does my tropical chart. Yes, Vedic is deep and interesting because it's built on real spirituality and the concepts are a lot different. Even just the names that you use, there's a whole concept behind the names of the chakras, and they hold the energy of whatever it is that's going to help heal you. So even you saying the names hold the energy of what you need to kind of correct those chakras too. So yeah, but I feel like I tread kind of lightly when it comes to Vedic astrology, just because, or just any close practice in general. Do you have any tips on meditation to connect you to your higher self or your spirit guides? Well, first you got to understand, my love, that you're already connected. Your spirit guide and your team talks to you based on how you feel. So when you get intuition, when you feel excited, when you feel whatever, that's them saying you need to move towards this. We like this. This is aligned with you. When you feel fear, confusion, anxiety, all of that, that's them telling you this is not for you. You need a boundary here. So they're already talking to you. What you need to do is increase your awareness, which means you need to pay attention. Whatever you think is a sign is a sign. So you need to figure out what it means for you. And you can even direct your spirit guides. You know, you can ask questions. If this is a line for my highest good, show me this. But if it's not a line for my highest good, show me that. Then in the next 72 hours, pay attention to what comes up. Don't focus on how, though. Meaning, like, don't be like, you need to show me a real bird, or you need to show me a real, no, don't focus on the how, just tell them what it is, and they'll show up, they'll present it to you how they want to present it to you. Okay? Terrence Howard speaking about sacred geometry. Yes, Terrence is very, very, everything that I've been talking about or I've been trying to explain, he's just explaining it from a science perspective. Where do I learn more about sacred geometry? I did, you can go to my YouTube series. I'll talk about that in my YouTube series. In the sacred geometry or the energy section. It's called energy. The energy section, I talk about sacred geometry. That's a good place. Also, the book that I was talking about, The Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life by Drunvalo Melchizedek. There's another really good book on sacred geometry too. It's like blue. I see it in my head right now. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. It's called Sacred Geometry, Your Personal Guide by Bernice Cockram. Cockram. She has an interesting perspective on that. For sure. This is accurate. The plants are how I remember you. I don't know why they hit me. The plants are non-existent, baby. I have a whole garden bed outside that I ain't touched. And I got all the utensils. I got everything that I need. But something is stopping me, so I'm just gonna wait until I feel moved. My store-bought onions dying like a motherfucker. I think I'm overwatering. That is very possible. It's very, very possible. Period. Big red, not the little one. 623 and 1231 in relationships. What are you looking at, AJ? Sacred geometry sounds very interesting. It is. I'm a 3-5 generator. Taurus with life number 6. My focus is off. Why do you think your focus is off? 6 is actually a great life path to have because you get along with all the other life paths. But it's about balance and harmony and compromise. So you got to learn how to have humility in situations. Taurus is that girl. I have no complaints. 3-5. The 3 is learning by trial and error. The 5 is helping people heal. Okay, Black Moon Lilith in retrograde Pluto in Scorpio. That means you're going to struggle with transformation. You're going to struggle with letting things go. 10th house is the house of your midheaven. So that's where your natural skills are. Pluto retrograde in Scorpio in the 10th house. 10th house, natural skills, but the thing that you're moving away from. Pluto in retrograde means you're going to struggle when it comes to transformation. Lilith is gonna be like the area of your life where you're a little bit of rebellious, because Lilith is the one who was thrown out of Eden because she was like, you got to treat me as equal, okay? Or you not treating me no motherfucking way. I can be gone here today and gone tomorrow, okay? So there is gonna be a little bit of rebellion in this energy. The retrograde Pluto, struggling with transformation. And you said, is it conjunct Black Lilith? If it's conjunct Lilith, then that means they working together. Creating income with my interest. Just wondering about my path / creating income with my interest. You got to learn how to transform. You got to learn how to let go. You have to learn how to evolve and sacrifice the old version of you to this new version of you. And it feels like you're going to rebel when it comes to that energy, specifically that intense Scorpio energy. Or Scorpio energy is so fucking intense, bro. That means that you have kind of like mastered your emotional world in a way. And the depth, the intensity. But with it being in retrograde, it means that you're still going to struggle with transforming. What is the significance of 29 degrees in astrology? I have Mercury in Gemini in the first house, 29 degrees. I think 29 is associated, hold on. It's a critical point marking the accumulation or completion of a cycle. Oh yeah, because it's about to be 30 degrees is where the cycle kind of ends. A person bringing over karmic baggage from a past life, potentially repressing positive traits of whatever sign that's in. So if it's Mercury and it's Gemini, being able to communicate effectively. But it feels like you have worked through many lifetimes of communication, and in this lifetime, you're going to be able to master it. When I look at degrees though, I try to look at what energy is in a degree, because like my sun sign is in the Sagittarius degree. But when I look at degrees, I'll be looking at the 18th degree, the 28th degree. Like I need to know the degrees that are going to cause issues in my life. So I don't know all of the degrees by heart. I'd be having to look that shit up. The book Numerology and Divine Triangle is a read. The Divine Triangle is an amazing read. That's esoteric right there. And it tells you so much about even how like ions from like a atom perspective, how it works. It's great. I use that to make my numerology content. So when I go into the section where I'm talking about esoteric knowledge, it is coming from that book, The Divine Triangle. Been reading into Vedic astrology more lately. In Vedic, I'm a Capricorn sun, Pisces moon, and Taurus rising. Yeah. Have you read anything about the Sumerian tablets, Enlil, Enki? Yes, baby. You spelled them right. I could tell you a lot, girl. Tell you a lot about that. I have. In this book, you will learn that what life path 7 or 11 you are. Okay, I'm life path 11. Life path 211. What do you think about people's names? That's how you figure out your 3. So you have 5 core life path numbers. In order to figure out the last 3, you need your full name. And that's going to give you your energy, because your name is your core frequency. And that's why a lot of spiritual people go by a nickname. Because when people have your core frequency, they can send energy, they can do all kinds of things. So retrograde means where we will struggle. I just can't. Yeah, so if you have retrograde planets when you were born, you're going to struggle in that area. I'm having issues retaining information. Can you suggest anything that could assist me? Yes, take some fulvic acid and some trace minerals so you can get rid of the brain fog. And you need to make sure that you're not mineral deficient. So going to a Chinese doctor, meaning like Eastern medicine doctor or whatever, they'll take your panels and give you herbs and stuff that you actually need. Figuring out what Celtic salts you're deficient in, that would be important. And then maybe taking something like Ormus. Yeah, that'll definitely help. Practicing keeping a dream journal so you can recall things. Recalling memory, recalling things helps to tell the universe that you want to remember things and focus more intention on memory. My sun, moon, and rising is in Scorpio. Intense, very intense. Learn how to transform. Learn how to let things go. Learn how to master your emotions. Have you been told that Lilith is a spirit that occupies my house that my sister was murdered in? I have been told that Lilith is a spirit that occupies my house. Here's the thing. When something traumatic has happened in a space, we're connected through space. When something traumatic has happened in a space, it creates an astral tear, meaning that the veil becomes thin between the spiritual plane and the physical plane. So it becomes an area where spirits can move in and out of that space. That's why a lot of those, they say something bad happened in this house, you can feel the negative energy, you're feeling that tearing, you're feeling a lot of negative entities will come through that space because it's easier for them to kind of get through here because it kind of creates like a portal or an astral tear. Saying that it's Lilith, I don't necessarily know that. That part I don't know. and I'm not willing to tap into it to figure it out. But I will say that the reason why you feel that way, or there is a possibility that entities are coming through that area. Yes, conjunct Lilith and Pluto retrograde, and you're dead on. Feel like I'm always intensely transforming. Yeah, you got to learn how to surrender to the process. Understand that your emotions are only meant to be a guide to tell you whether you like something or you don't like something. When you start to experience pain and suffering, that's telling you something needs to change. So you need to be willing to let that go. You need to be willing to let the old version, you need to be willing to become different versions of yourself every time your life calls for it. I've been told that Lilith is a spirit. Okay, because my North Node is in Gemini. That means that's what you came here to master. You came here to master Gemini energy so it could benefit you from getting around Geminis, because you need to see how they operate. You know, you still live, girl. I'm about to hop off of here, girl. The bed is calling. No, it's only 6 o'clock, but I need to get some food. I need to meditate, because I was so busy yesterday. I didn't even get a chance to meditate. Like, I had to meditate as I was going to sleep, and I don't like that. I like to spend the time meditating. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I mean, I'm not against the playlist. It just feels a little underdeveloped. It's not allowing me to write out a full thought. That's why my messages are broken up. Oh, okay. Gratitude. Hey, what does it mean if you're midheaven, you're MC in the 9th house, Pisces? Your midheaven would have to be in the 10th house. So I'll just explain Life Path 9. I'm gonna post this video so y'all can go back and watch that. My North Node and Chiron is in retrograde. Yeah, you gotta heal that childhood wound, baby. Whatever that is, you need to heal it. North Node, meaning what you came here to master, you're gonna struggle in. So you really do gotta, oh, thank you. You really do gotta tap in there. Hey, Royal, thank you. Love for a great insight. That's how I meditate when I go to sleep. Yes. Are you adding this to YouTube? I will be. Doing that. Get some rest. Thank you. You are welcome. Hey, sweetie. No, my MC is in the 9th house. Okay. 9th house is the house of research. Higher intelligence. All right, y'all. I am tired. I am getting out of here. I love y'all deep. This is my outro music. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. We could do this. I have fun coming on live. I'm glad that I actually made this live, because I've been busy all day going from one thing to another. And so it's okay, sweetie. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and I'm trying to do it tonight. But for some reason, if I wait right after the live and I try to download the video, it's always giving me like a technical error or something. So I think I need to just give it like a little second before I try to download it, and then I'll upload it to YouTube tomorrow. Like I uploaded the video from yesterday to YouTube already. You are welcome, April. Gratitude. You're welcome. I love watching your lives. Oh, thank you. I should be trying to hop in here and just spread some knowledge. I don't know everything, but we can figure it out together if we have to. But yeah, y'all have a great night. This is a good outro, but y'all have a good night. I had a great time. I'll put this on YouTube probably like tomorrow. And if y'all have any additional questions, y'all can just drop them in the comments for me, okay? Have a great night, y'all. Bye.